Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. We're continuing New Game November this month with one of the strangest battles, and one of the last battles actually of World War II, as tonight we're playing Castle Itter by DVG. This one has got a force of an American tank crew and infantry, Wehrmacht infantrymen, a former SS officer, French prisoners, and an Austrian resistance fighter against SS forces. What were the SS trying to do anyway? Well, trying to take the castle, obviously, but our goal is to last until reinforcements arrive. So that's what we're going to be trying to do here. So we've got our forces, we've got our locations. We got our South Terrace down here, the Keep, Great Hall, North Terrace, a cellar where our French prisoners are, and we've even got a tank down here that hopefully we won't get destroyed. But let's jump right into the action and see what we're doing. Given that we've got nobody on the board right now, I kind of want to lay down a little bit of suppressing fire early here in the game. So start off the board. Okay, when we take an action with the defender. So I definitely want to lay down some suppressing fire early. And it's going to be based on the value of their... Okay, so I think what we're going to do here, I've got to refresh my memory on some of these. So the defender counters, special actions and attributes. I'm looking at this rifle. Oh, probably, I think M is for morale. So if anytime a defender in the same location becomes a casualty, they go as well. So we'll go ahead, place a rifleman out early. I'm going to put him down. I'm going to put him down here in the Great Hall and grab a suppression token, which we can use to what's the word I want? Preemptively try to stop these guys from getting placed. So we'll use that. Actually, can I even put them down on yellow? There isn't a space for yellow down here. So if I want to place suppression fire, I need to go to suppress on the game board that matches the color. So actually we can't put anything on yellow. So what I'll do is I'll instead deploy him down here, and I'll put a suppression on green. I'll use one of these star tokens to mark that off. Then we'll deploy Sutton. We'll deploy him into the Keep, and we'll put down some suppression in red. So that'll be over on this side of the board. Then I'm going to bring out, let's see what Dietrich does. He's got an O, which I think is a Wehrmacht officer. Okay. So I'm going to put him down. He might be a good one to put down with one of our riflemen, so I think I will. I'll put him down here and lay down a little more suppression fire. He's got one suppress counter, so I can put that on either red or green because that's the color of the space I went to. So I'll put that down on red. So those are actions 2 and 3. 4 will go to let's go to Warsham, one of our infantry crew. I'm going to put him down here in the Keep, and I'll put down another suppression on this one on purple. Then we're going to bring out another rifleman. I'll put him down on let's put him down on 1 over here, and I'll put out another suppression token on red, which means we can pull those back because those are our 5 actions. And now we get into the defender phase. I know that was the defender phase. Now we're into the SS cards. So we're revealing 3 SS cards from the deck. I'll get the dice out of the tower. Actually, yeah, it's probably fine. I'll bring the tower. I'll just bring it in shot as I need it. So our first card that we're revealing is replacing 2 scouts with a defense of 4. So the way we're going to place those, I'm actually going to bring the cards down here. So the way we're going to place them is we're going to grab the 2 dice, add them together. Yeah, we're going to add the 2 dice together to determine where we're placing our scouts. So we've got 2 scouts with a defense of 4. Now the defense is that a roll higher than to take out? Attack. If at least one of the dice rolled exceeds. Okay. So we'll place our first scout. Scout 1 is going to location 9, where we don't have suppression fire, so we're actually moving the rifleman forward and placing the scout down over here. Then our next scout is going to location 3, which is actually down here. And I think I will use one of my, as cardboard commanders first to stop by here. So I am going to use one of my suppressed tokens that I put on red to roll. Okay, what are we rolling here? I'm just going to double check. I think we roll a die per token we want to spend. I'm only going to spend 1 here. So we want to roll higher than a 4 and to stop the scout from going out. Which, actually, I think equal to or higher will stop that for us. Right? To decide whether to suppress. Or equal to or higher. Okay, so we do stop the second scout from going out, which is a very good thing. So we stop half of that card. Our second card up is placing 2 riflemen. They've got a defense of 3. So we'll grab, what did we say, 2 riflemen. I've got those right here. First up is on location 8, which location 8 is somewhere we can't suppress. Yikes. This could be over quick, because we're moving the rifleman forward and we're placing another one down there. We're going to have to get somebody over here to try to take out that. We're going to have to probably get somebody down here that can deal with yellow spaces. And we'll bring the dice tower back in shot. I'm probably going to be grabbing a smaller dice tower here in a minute. Location 6, which location 6 is back up here, and do I want to place a suppression? I don't think I do. I'm not going to spend a suppression, actually. So our last card for the turn, 2 more riflemen. Grab 2 of these. And I am going to grab a smaller dice tower, so bear with me just a second. This one should... Let me see how I like this one first. This is one of my velvet dice towers that I normally don't get to use. I think this is a dice tower that I'm putting together right now that I originally bought. Oh, and I think I see why I don't normally use it, because that tray, this tray is actually up very high, so depending on how it rolls, I might have a hard time trying to see where it lands. Okay, that's going into location 9. Yikes. Yeah, we need to get... Unfortunately, we can't use suppression there, so we've got a rifleman. So these guys are moving forward. Yeah, we're going to have to get somebody down there to try to work on that this turn. And our second rifleman, I'm actually going to see if I like my other dice tower, my other small dice tower better. The tray on this one is a little bit lower, so I won't be reaching over as much. Let's see where we're going with this. Jeez, another 8? You've got to be kidding me. So the game isn't over yet, despite the fact that we've got a rifleman right here. But we definitely are not long for this world. We've got to try to take him out right now. We've been rolling a lot of 8s. Actually, I think riflemen and scouts do advance the... If you placed a rifleman or a scout. So, yeah. Yeah, at the end of the track where it can no longer be advanced. Okay, so we need to get these guys... So we need to get these guys taken out pronto. And I need to be on yellow spaces to deal with that. So I'm going to put down... let's put down a tank officer down here in Besotten Jenny. So this is Rushford that we're putting down. We're going to use him to attack. And I grabbed a line laser pointer because I knew I wanted to be able to show off line of sight. So I'm going to aim at this rifleman right here. And as you can probably see there, I do have line of sight. So he's got 1 attack die. We need this to be at least a 3. Because we need to do some suppression on that line desperately. That's a 4, so we do take this rifleman out, thankfully. But yeah, we've been rolling a ton of 8s this game. Let's see, what do I want to do next? So that was action 1. Action 2. I'm going to place Petrukovic right down here. Do the same thing. Try to take this rifleman out. I don't like him being that near the compound. So I want to see if I can take him out. Which I cannot do. That's unfortunate. Also a major problem. We'll put a rifleman down here. And we're going to try to do the same thing. As we're going to try to take him out. Again, I don't want to start rolling a bunch of 8s here and get another placement and get another rough placement. Because another pair of 8s means we just lose the game. That 2 is a bad thing to be seeing right now. Okay, so that was action 2. Action 3, I think, is going to be another rifleman down here. Actually, that's action 4. We really need to take one of these riflemen out. He's going to aim at this rifleman. See if we get lucky there. We do. So we can actually take this rifleman out, and now we're not just in danger of losing the game. Well, we still kind of are, but the danger is at least not as prolific for now. Then we're going to bring... I'm going to bring Zimix out, who's got a suppression value of 2. Do I want to use... The question is, do I want to use him to suppress? Or do I want to have him attack? The thing is, as many units as we were placing on those first 3 cards, we could get into a situation where we end up getting a bunch more 8s and we just lose the game. So I think in order to play it safe, I'm going to put him down here and I'm going to put some more suppression down. I wonder if that's actually supposed to be... Is there supposed to be a yellow space on here? That doesn't seem like it's supposed to be. Actually, wait a minute. Maybe we can use... I think we actually are able to use suppression on these. I think I was looking at the yellow dots. But it looks like these are probably supposed to be in gray. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with suppression there. So now we need 3 more cards. Our first card up is a scout. We're placing 2 of those. So we'll grab our 2 scouts. That's 2 scouts, yep. We'll see how this goes. That's a 7, which we're putting him down here, but we can let that go. And our second scout, if that was an 8, I probably would have used some suppression. That's another 7, though. That's starting to make me a little nervous, but... and that's a 4 defense? Yeah, let's spend a suppression. See if we can stop him from coming out. We need a 4 or higher to stop him from coming out. Which we get. So that scout will go away. That was our first card. Our second card up is replacing 2 riflemen again. These are defensive 3. Going on 9. Which 9... Ugh. Do we want to use suppression here? Let's see, 9. That's going to trace into this whole track toward the middle of the board. Yeah, I almost think we have to use some suppression here. So I'm going to spend my last suppression from that color. I need a 3 or higher to not place this unit, which we get. Okay. And then our last rifleman to go out is going to 6. 6 is back here. So those will advance there, and then he'll join the party over there. And then our third card coming out is a 75mm Pac 40 attack. So we have to roll for an attack to see where it's going. And this will be aiming at the location. So first roll is for where it's going. It's aiming at the gatehouse, which the gatehouse is right here. So we need a 6, I believe, on an attack like that to actually have it do damage. Is equal to or higher. So this has to be a 6 to do damage to the gatehouse. And it's not. So we duck that, which is a fortunate turn of events for us. Okay, what do we want to do here now? Let's go for... Let's see if we can load up the tank a little bit more. So I'm going to bring Bassie over to the tank so I can use that. I'll put him in a loader roll, then we'll load the... That'll let us load the... the tank crew, okay? So that'll let us do something, that'll let us... What is that going to let us do? Right. So that'll let us load the cannon, which is going to be this token. So I'll put that there, that's ready to go. Then, let's see, he's on yellow. Actually, so is he. And unfortunately from here, I'm not going to be able to shoot over the gatehouse. So that is a bit of a problem. I'm going to bring out another rifleman, and I'll lay some more suppression down on green. So that's action 2. That'll be another suppression token on green. Action 3, I'm going to bring out one of my officers. So I can flip these guys over and try to work on getting some of these riflemen clear. I think I am. The only question is who I'm going to bring out. I think I'm going to bring Schrader out. Okay, can give 3 free immediate recover actions in the same location. So yeah, I am going to use Schrader with a command action. That'll be his first action, so he'll flip these 3 guys over. I still won't be able to act with this rifleman because I already used him to do something. I will attack with Petrukovic. Try to take... Actually, no, I can't attack with... I gotta place everybody out first. So... I will put down... I'm gonna bring out one of my another of my tank crew, Saner. I'm gonna put him down on the M2HB, which I think is a special attack, if I remember correctly. Can use the attacks, can use the suppressed values instead of their own. So yeah, he's going to use that. Actually, he's going to use that for suppression. So I'll put 4 down in the gray area. That's action 4. Then action 5. We'll bring down McKaylee. Let's see. We'll bring McKaylee in, and he will use the... He'll use the suppression values there. We'll put more suppression down in the gray area. And that's... So that's action 4. Action 5 is going to be to bring Lee in. Actually, that's my tank crew. Let's bring Hockel in, and I'm going to have him try to attack the scout. We need to get a 4 or higher to get him off the board. I want to try to clear out the middle of the board. That's a 4, so we get rid of that scout. Hey Phoenix, did you get my Christmas present yet? I wasn't aware I was supposed to buy a Christmas present for you, Philip. Anywho, that is all 5 of them. All 5 of them are actions. And now I like the middle of that row. I like the middle of the board here a whole lot better than I did earlier in the game. Turn 1, we were looking at potentially losing the game with this rifleman right here. But let's see what we get here. We get an 88mm flak attack. So that's an attack, so we've got to roll for that. Okay, 5 is aiming at the North Terrace, which is over here. And we need a 6 to be able to do any damage there. Which we don't get, so that's very welcome for us. That's card 1. Card 2 is a Sturm. So this is probably the, if I remember right, this is the People's Storm. So let's see where that's going. That's a defense value of 5. So that could be problematic for us. That's a 5, which is going all the way over here. That would be a 5 or a 6, and I've got 1 suppression there. I think we can probably let that go. It's still got a, well... Do I want to let it go, though? No, I think we're gonna try to place a suppress. I think we're gonna try to use a suppression there. I want to see if we can get rid of that, because that's actually got a going to shop for your wife's Christmas present next paycheck. Nice. Yeah, I've got to do Christmas shopping for my family as well. I got to figure out what I'm getting for everybody. Although, at least 2 of the people. Actually, I think I can probably cover at least 3 of the people I have to shop for fairly easily. As Dave's Tabletop Gaming also joins us here as we're trying to hold on to Castle Itter. So let's see if we can if we can stop this Sturm from coming out. We can. That's a 6. So that's a very fortunate turn of events. Actually, let me do this. I think we're going to do 1, 2. This way I can make sure I've done my cards for the turn before I move everything back. And then before I move everything to the discard pile, card 3 is another Pack 40 attack. Delightful. Let's see where this is going. 5, it's going to the South Terrace, which is right here. That's a 6, so that will take it out. That will do some damage to it, which will reduce its defense value for later attacks. Let's see. Do the reinforcements come out when the SS card entitled Reinforcements is revealed? Okay. Alright, so I've got to place 4 more defenders, and then I can start taking repeat actions. So, let's see what I want to do here. Let's place Blechschmidt. He's a Wehrmacht officer. So I want to put him with riflemen. I will put him down here. Actually, I think I might be doing those attacks wrong. Let me look. Roll a number of dice equal to the dice value. Okay, so I should be... Okay, so that should be rolling a number of dice on there. Not that I think it would have... Well, let's back up. I think we've had a few attacks. So the 75mm Pack 40 that we got 2 turns ago, we'll re-roll that. That would have been going at Basat and Jenny. Okay, we did a damage there. Then the 85mm Flak 37 would have been going at North Terrace. Still didn't do a damage. And then at the South Terrace, thankfully we don't do a damage per result, I don't think. We have at least 1. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so we did take the 1 hit for South Terrace. Now that we've got that sorted out... Okay. I'm going to place Gangle down here at the keep, and I'll use him to flip over everybody else on a recover action. Let's see, so that was action 1. Action 2 is going to be to put Lee down here. Yeah, we're going to put him down for now. And then I'm going to use 6 suppressions in that space. So we should be able to keep the middle of the board relatively clear. Since I can start spending suppression there like crazy now. Alright, so that was action 2. Action 3 is going to be Pollock, because he's coming out. Where do I want him to go right now? Is that a purple space? Yes, it is. So I'm going to put him down here, and I'll use an attack to try to take this rifleman out. I get 2 dice for that. I need at least one of them to be a 3 or higher. Which they're both 3 or higher, so this rifleman goes away. Then we've got action 4, which now I can use to start recovering existing units, which we'll start off with this rifleman down with Dietrich. Then action 5, I'm going to go ahead and flip over Basse. Then we'll pull all of these activations back, and we'll flip over cards for the round. So card 1 is a mortar. We're placing only 1 of them. They do get to attack immediately, it looks like, when they come out. Let me just double check that. Roll to determine SS counter placement. We'll bring the dice tower in shot. Going to 6. 6 was back here. And of course it doesn't. Let's see, if we have suppression tokens, we can try. Do not advance other SS counters. There's no limit to the machine guns unless they're attacked and removed. You may also roll to see if they disrupt a defender. Excuse me. Alright, so purple, let's see what defender we're looking at there. We've got 6, so we're looking at we're looking at Pollock that we just put down. So we're rolling a die. If we roll, place it disrupted. Okay, so if we roll a number of dice equal to the disruptive value for the machine gunner or the mortar. In this case, it's 3. Hold on, do we get to, oh, we can try to suppress it first. So hold that thought before we try to suppress it. I think we don't have any suppression. Never mind. So 3 dice to see if we disrupt Pollock. I believe that was, yes. If at least one of these is a 3 or higher, we do. And we disrupt Pollock. That's unfortunate. So he's disrupted. Next card coming out is a machine gunner. We're placing one of those. Placing that at 9, which is back here, and I will use some suppression. I've got a lot of suppression, so I'll use 3. If we roll a 4 or higher, we don't place the machine gunners. And they go away, thankfully. Then our last card is to place 2 scouts. Let's see where we're placing these. First one is going to 6, which is back here, and we've got no suppression, so we're moving everything forward. And then our second scout is going to 10. 10 is back here. We do have suppression there, and I think I will spend a die. Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 die. See if I can get a 4 or higher to not place that scout. Which I do. So no scout coming out. Okay. Now that that's all done, now we can start taking our actions with defenders already on the board. Right after I take a drink of my Crystal Light. So now I can start bringing out the French POWs that are down here in the cellar. Actually, I gotta get everybody out of the Great Hall first. But I need to figure out what actions I want to start doing. Let's see, the command and escape. Okay, only Barotra. There's no SS counters in position with corresponding colors. Okay, so he'd be the one that we have to try to take out. So, I think here we are going to start with action 1 is going to be clearing this disrupt token from Pollock. At least I think these are the disrupt tokens. They are not. Those are the command tokens. So the disrupt would be the lightning bolt. But oh well, suppression or disruption gone for Pollock now. So I can potentially flip him over next turn, assuming I don't get him disrupted again. Action 2 is going to be Petrukovic trying to take out this rifleman right up near our gates. Which he will go toodaloo. So we can stop him breathing down our neck. Action 3 is going to be to start flipping some of these guys over. We're going to flip over Gangle, I should say. Action 4, we'll start flipping over in the tank. We'll flip over McKaylee. Action 5, we'll flip over Saner. Then we'll bring the action tokens back, and we'll flip over 3 new cards. So first up, we've got 2 riflemen that we might be placing. Let's see what we're doing here. First one, potentially going to space 5, which is down over here, and I've got no purple suppression, so that rifleman's coming out. Then our next rifleman is going to 8, and we are going to try to suppress that. I'm going to use... I've still got a lot of suppression in here. I've got... What do I have? 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to use 2 suppression counters to try to get a 3 or higher to not place that rifleman. Actually, 8 would be right here. And I do not. So the rifleman goes on the board. Next card up is Panzerfaust. Attack location, target Besotten Jenny. That's our tank over here. That could be a huge problem. That tank took a hit earlier in the game. And it's now at a defense value of 5. Which it'll take another hit. So now we're into level 2. And our last card. Uh-oh, that's another attack. This could be a huge problem because we could potentially lose Besotten Jenny right here. So any defenders become casualties and are removed from the game. Yikes, so we want to see no 4s. No 4s and up. No 4s and up. And of course it's all but 4s and up. So everybody there just became a casualty. Everybody in Besotten Jenny. That is unfortunate. We never got to see what the tank could actually do. So everybody that was in Besotten Jenny is now officially dead. The technical term for that is, oh crap. It's actually something a little bit less YouTube friendly, let's put it that way. But I've returned everybody in our tank to the box already. So that's delightful. Let's see. Ouch. So those guys went owie. And now they're out of the game. Delightful. Let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's just start by flipping people over, I think. Action 1, I'll recover with Schrader. Action 2, I'll recover with Petrukovic. Action 3, I need to recover with Pollock. Action 4, we'll recover the Rifleman. And Action 5, that's one of our Riflemen. Action 5, I will move. Actually, I might want to lay down some suppression if I can. Yeah, we'll have Gangle lay down a little bit of suppression in purple. Because we've been getting a fair amount of stuff spawned in there. So Gangle's the only one who is exhausted because laying down suppressing fire, or preparing suppressing fire does exhaust a defender. So yeah, we ended up with 4 casualties that turn. That was not good. Let's see what we get here. First up, we have a sniper that... Uh-oh, I gotta look at how sniper card works. When you reveal it, roll a die and check the results against the numbers on the sniper card. The result indicates the color of combat positions that'll be targeted. So the color that'll be targeted. On a 3, we're targeting green. Let's see, targeting green. Roll again to see which specific combat position is targeted. So that'll be green. That'll be green 1. We have a rifleman in green 1. So then we roll the... So roll again to see... 4 dice against the current defense value of the location. So we're targeting... Actually, I'm going to put this down to indicate that we're targeting this rifleman. We need to get a 6 for... What? Becomes a casualty. Oh, yikes. Sniper attack. Duh. Alright, so fortunately the rifleman ducks it. So we got lucky on that sniper attack. Next up is a Sturm. So once again, the People's Storm. We're going to see where we're placing him. That's at 5, which 5 was on purple right out here. Yeah, just because we could potentially get cards, we're going to have to probably do something about this whole area of the board. I am going to try to lay down some, I'm going to try to use some of my suppressing fire. I'm going to spend both my suppressions. I need to get a 5 or a 6 on one of these 2 dice. Which I get a 6, so that'll stop the Sturm from coming out. Then our last card coming up is a machine gunner. Fantastic. Let's see where we're placing him. That's a 6, which we actually... This machine gunner won't advance, but we probably will want to try to take him out. We can't suppress. So, also roll to see if they disrupt. Roll a die and compare the result to the defender that's in the defender combat position that's in the same color. So we're looking at a purple 5, which is Worsham. And we roll 2 dice against a defense value in the North Terrace of a 6. We don't suppress him. Okay. But I do want to try to do a little bit of work with this area up here. Actually, I wish I had my laser pointer so I could point out the area. I do have my line laser pointer, but I'm going to go grab my point laser pointer, so I will be right back. I've been using this laser pointer so much for Mystical Munchies, I should probably grab one to keep in here. Actually, I thought I had a pack of them in here. I got a pack of laser pointers a long time ago, and I totally forgot about it. Let me see if I've still got that pack in here. I might. I thought I had that pack of laser pointers in... Oh, yeah, I do. Now if I can figure out how to... Here we go. I was going to say, now if I can figure out how to get the blasted thing open... Next thing I want to do is make sure is get it working. There we go. Okay, laser pointer crisis solved. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to try to deal with this space up here a little bit, because I've got this group that's coming up a little bit close for comfort. So I think action 1 is going to be Pollock suppressing, or no, I think he's going to attack. I think he's going to attack this rifleman with 2 dice. We need to get a 3 or higher to get rid of that rifleman. Which we get a 4, so that'll take that rifleman off the board. Let's see, that was action 1 for Pollock. Action 2 is going to be Schrader trying to attack... hold on, do the... When you reel a suppressive fire. Okay, so we should probably try to get rid of some of these units up here. So I think I will have Schrader take a shot at the mortar. So we need a 4 or higher to get rid of that mortar unit. I want to try to stay ahead of suppressive fire, and the 6 will help us get that. We'll get that mortar off the board for us. So that's action 2. Schrader's done. Action 3 is going to be Gangle recovering. Action 4 is going to be Dietrich. Yeah, Dietrich taking aim at this rifleman with 1 die. Not happening for him. Action 5 will be is going to be Sutton laying down some suppressive fire in red. I think that's what we'll go with there. Then we'll pull all of these back. And we'll see what 3 cards we're looking at here. First up, we're looking at Disrupt Defenders. Oh, joy. So we've got to see what color we're targeting. Looks like 1 to 3 we're going after purple. 4 to 6 we're going after red. All right, that's a 1 to 3, so we're going after purple. And roll 2 dice to disrupt each defender. All right, so in purple, and what are we rolling? What are we comparing against? Disrupt each die in the matching color's combat position, then the combat position's current defense value. So purple, Gangle's not disrupted because no 6s, and nobody up there is disrupted either because also 6s. Our next card here is a flak attack. Aiming at the keep. Actually, we'll do this. We'll put the target there. So 5 dice, and I don't want to see any 6s. No 6s, thankfully. And a machine gunner. Let's see where he's going. He's going to 8, and we're definitely using suppressive fire there. We're going to use 3 units of suppressive fire there. We need to get a 4 or higher to get rid of that machine gunner. Which we get. We get a 4 in there, so that machine gunner comes off the board. Actually, the machine gunner never gets on the board. All right, back to us then. I think we're going to go action 1 to flip him over. Action 2 will flip Rushford. Action 3 will flip Hockle. Action 4 will flip Pollock. Action 5, we will flip over Schrader. This is kind of a recovery turn. Next card up, our first card for the SS, is a Sturm. So we're placing one of them, potentially. Seven. I'm going to use 2 suppression dice to try to prevent him from coming out. We need a 5 or a 6 to make sure he doesn't come out. Which we don't get. So everything will advance there. Then we're placing 2 riflemen. First rifleman is going to 7, which, I am going to let them come out, even though this is probably against my better judgment. Our next rifleman is going to 10. That can come out. And then next up, we've got another Pack 40 attack. This one is aiming at South Terrace. 4 dice, and we don't want to see any 5s. Okay, we ducked that one. Okay, so now it's back to us. I think action 1 is going to be to recover Warsham. Action 2, we're going to use Petrukovic to try to take out this rifleman. He's only got 1 die, unfortunately. We need a 3 or higher. Which that's a 3, so I'll get rid of this rifleman. We'll also exhaust Petrukovic. Action 4, actually action 3. It's going to be to recover this rifleman. Action 4, we'll lay down some suppression using this rifleman. Action 5, I'm going to move Zymex to the M1919A4 with plans on laying more suppression down next turn. And then we'll draw 3 more cards. Card 1. Disrupt Defenders. Oh joy. So that's working through our mortars and our machine gunners. So although both cards result in suppressive fire. Right. Start with the machine gunner mortar counter in the lowest numbered SS position. So we only have the 1 machine gunner. 2 dice. Roll 1 die to determine the defender combat position that is targeted. So in purple, it's targeting 4, which is Gangle. So if he rolls a... So he's got to roll a 6 to disrupt Gangle on at least one of these dice. Which he gets a 5, which is not a 6. So we get away with that one. Card 2. 2 more scouts coming out. Our first scout, let's see where he's going. Going to 8. We can probably let him come out. And our second scout is a 3. Which is all the way back here. We can let him come out. Our third card is 2 more scouts. First scout is going to 6, which is actually over here. Which is actually up here. I think we can let him come out. And then our second scout is on 9, which is actually back here. Ugh. Let me pull the dice tower away for a second. If we let him come out here, that's going to turn this section of that's going to turn 7, 8, and 9 hella dangerous, and I think I'd better use some suppression to try to get rid of him. So I'm going to go for 2 suppression dice. And I need to get a 4 or higher to not let that scout come out. Which we get 6s and we get a 6 and a 4, so that'll keep that scout off the board. We needed that. And now back to us. Oop. Action 1. He's going to lay down some suppression. Action 2. So is this rifleman. He's going to be on green. Action 3. Schrader's going to use a command so all 3 of them can recover. Action 4. More suppression. Action 5, another round of suppression. Okay. 3 more cards coming up. Card 1 is a mortar. Oh joy. Going on boxcars, which is right here. Fortunately, that doesn't move anything forward, but I will... Actually, we can probably let that come out. So, we're rolling to compare in the color. So we're looking at green, 3, which is Blechschmidt. 3 dice? Yes. Blechschmidt, we gotta roll a 6 to get him disrupted by the mortars. Which we do not. Card 2. Another mortar, delightful. Getting placed at 9. And we are going to use some suppression there. We'll use 2 dice of suppression. We need a 4+, which we get so the mortar doesn't get placed. And our third card, 2 more riflemen. 2 riflemen, Phoenix. There we go. First one going to 10, which is over here. We'll let them come out, but I think we might have to be picky with the next rifleman there. 9. Ugh. Okay, this is going to need some suppression. So we're going to use... I think I'm going to use 1 die of suppression, since we only need a 3. Which we get, so that'll keep that rifleman off the board. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We gotta work on this yellow section of the board. So action 1 will be the rifleman attacking this rifleman. Unfortunately, he won't get rid of that rifleman. Action 2, Petrukovic will go after this rifleman. He won't get rid of it either. That's not good. Action 3, Worsham will go after this scout. Unfortunately, he won't take it out. I wanted to see if I could roll anything other than a 2 on that die. Action 4, this rifleman will lay down more suppression in green. And then action 5, Schrader will take a command action, let everybody in the Great Hall recover. I might as well leave the dice tower right there. So we could potentially be about to get whammied here. Card 1 is another Pack 40 attack. Hopefully we roll a 1 or a 2 so the attack doesn't do anything. So that is targeting Basat and Jenny, but because it got destroyed already, nothing happens on that attack. Card 2 is a mortar. Let's see where it's going. It's going to 5, which is actually back up over here. We don't have any purple suppression, so it is coming out. Purple will roll for the combat position. That's a 4. That's going after Gangle. 3 dice. One of these needs to be a 6 for Gangle to get disrupted. He does not. And our last card is Disrupting Defenders. That's a 20mm flak attack. 1 to 3 purple, 4 to 6 red. It's going after purple. Disrupt Defenders is in the matching colors combat positions. Alright, a 5 in purple isn't going to hit anything, so we're clear there because everything had a defense value of a 6. Okay, so... Action 1. Petrukovic is going after... let me double check the line of sight, but I think I was assuming... Let's see... Must have line of sight. Wish there was a way that was explained. How to establish line of sight. Oh, here we go. Oh, can attack to any... White-colored combat positions do not have line of sight to anything. Okay, so it looks like actually yellow can shoot to any yellow. So I think I had Petrukovic shooting to... I'm going to have Petrukovic shooting to this rifleman. Which he will take that rifleman off the board. I didn't think he could last turn, so I didn't. Come on, flip. There we go. Action 2. Let's see. Action 2. I think we're going to do some more recovery. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's see what cards we get here. Card 1 is placing, 3 riflemen. Oh, joy. So now we get 3 of these bastards out. First one. Going to 9. Uh-oh, that could be a problem. Yeah, we'll let him come out. We do need to be very careful, though, because now we're in a spot where 7, 8, and 9 are all very dangerous numbers. That's a 4. He's fine to come out. Rifleman 3 is a 4. He's fine to come out. Next card up. Panzerfaust, targeting Basat and Jenny, except the tank was already destroyed, so nothing happening there. Card 3 is a flak attack. And unfortunately, no Basat and Jenny to take a shot here. 2 is going after the keep, which the keep is right here. We don't want to see any 6s. Fortunately, we don't see any 6s. We actually... Holy crap, we actually rolled a straight. A natural straight. But a natural straight here is good enough to dodge any trouble there. Okay. So we can pull that off. Well, we're definitely doing some suppressing here, so Simzik is going to lay down 3 suppression in gray. Rushford's going to lay down 2 in gray as well. I'm trying to guard against 7, 8, and 9 turning into very dangerous spaces. Petrukovic is going to recover. Pollock is going to lay down some suppression in purple, since we're getting a surprising amount of spawning there. And who is this? Warsham is going to recover. Okay, 3 more cards coming up. First up is an 88mm flak attack. Once again, no Basat and Jenny to block an attack for us. Whoop. Aiming at the North Terrace. No 6s, so of course we get a 6, which will take that value down. Card 2. Disrupting defenders on the... That's a suppressive fire, so starting from 2-0, 3, 4, 5's got a mortar. So we're rolling for what combat position in purple we're going after. That's a 1, which is Schrader. Fortunately, the Great Hall is well defended at a 6, which that will disrupt Schrader, unfortunately. Let's see, so over to 6, we've got machine gunners there. Yikes. Oh no, it's not going after Schrader. This time it's going after Gangle. Also well defended at a 6, which we don't roll. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12's got a mortar looking at green. 6 in green is going after this rifleman with a 5, which we get, so that rifleman is disrupted. And card 3 is a Pac 10 attack. Hopefully a 1 or 2 so Basat and Jenny can take the attack. That's a 5, so we're aiming at the gatehouse, which I had, here it is. So the gatehouse is defended at a 6 and 4 dice. Nothing happening there. Okay. So so if the deck exhausts, I'm not sure if that's going to be a draw or that would be considered a win. That would be a game end condition. Let's see. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of Friday Night Chaos here late in World War II Europe. I think once again this is going to be a recovery turn. Rushford will flip, as will Simzik. We probably need to clear some of these disruptions. Recover, I believe, just clears. Yep, we're going to clear the disrupt here. So this rifleman will clear his disrupt, as will Schrader. And we will have Pollock flip over. Flip over, aka recover. And we get 3 cards. First up, Panzerfaust, targeting Basat and Jenny, so essentially a blank. Card 2, more disruptive fire. And unfortunately, we've got no Basat and Jenny here to take the attack, so it'll be aiming at the Great Hall, which the Great Hall is up here. 4 dice, and we don't want to see any 6s. Wow, all low rolls. That'll work. And a sniper attack. Oh, fantastic. So we are rolling for the color, which is a 1, so it's going after black, going after gray. 2 is going after Hockle. 4 dice. And if anything is a 6, Hockle is a casualty. Yep. Wow. 4 and a 5, but no 6s. So we get away with 1 there. Okay, now. I think we're going to have Worsham go after this Rifleman. Need a 3 or higher, which we get. Rifleman goes bye-bye. Petrukovic will aim at this Scout. He goes away. This Rifleman will aim at this Mortar. Yeah, dodged a bullet, literally, no kidding. The Mortar could not dodge that bullet, which is good for us. Let's see. Pollock is going to aim at this Rifleman. Nope, Snake Eyes won't help us there. And this Rifleman will aim at this Rifleman. That Rifleman will go away. First card coming up. Placing 2 Sturms, which are our 5 defense units. Oop, come on. A 7 going up here, and we just picked up some breathing room, but I will use 2 suppression tokens to try to stop him from coming out anyway. Oop. Got to put it through the tower. Snake Eyes says no. And our second Sturm, 4, which is back over here. I don't think we do have some red suppression, but I'm fine with letting him come out. Next up, reinforcements. Add the defenders with the reinforcement attribute to your supply. So now we can start placing these guys if we want to. And our last card is placing a machine gunner. Going to 6. Which is up here in purple, and I will use 2 units of suppression to try to take out that machine gunner. Need a 4 or higher, which we get. Okay, so that machine gunner never hits the board. Okay, so now we can start replacing. So now we can start placing these guys. Let's see, which I will plan on doing here. So let's place Wegscheider. That's a funny name, Wegscheider. We'll place him. What color is that Rifleman? That's a purple. We'll put him here and aim at this Rifleman, which we can't get. So he'll come in exhausted. Action 2. This Rifleman will aim at this Sturm. Need a 5 or higher, which we don't get. Action 3, we'll place Linson to place 2 suppression tokens in gray. It's action 3. Action 4, recover. Action 5, recover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next card up is a pack 40 attack. That one's aiming at the keep. 4 dice, and we don't want to see any 6s. No 6s. Card 2 is a Sturm. We're placing 1. Placing that on 8. And we're definitely going to use some suppression there. We're going to use 3 suppression tokens. Wow, terrible rolls. But at least we tried. Card 3 is Disrupting Defenders. 1 to 3 purple, 4 to 6 red. Going after red. Oop. Come here. Wow, 2 6s, so everybody in red gets disrupted. That is highly problematic, especially since that's where Pollock is right now. So everybody in red just became disrupted. So I think that's what our turn just became about. We're removing some of these disrupted. 5. So that'll be our 5 actions, just to clear those. Card 1 is placing a machine gunner. Now we're into level 4. So we've got a machine gunner coming out at 4, which is over here. Now aiming at red. Actually, do we want to try to suppress it? Yes, we will. We'll use 1 die. We'll use 1 token, which will be enough to get rid of that machine gunner. Card 2 is placing 2 more Sturms. First one going to 11, which is all the way over here. Next time we get green, I probably am going to try to disrupt. The next one, Snake Eyes, and yeah, that one we're going to try to disrupt. I'll use 2 dice. He will still come out. So now we're in a lot of trouble. We've got a lot of forces coming at us. Card 3, trying to disrupt defenders. 2, 3, 4, 5, aiming at purple. Aiming at position 4, which is Gangle. 3 dice. Gangle's in the keep, which only a 6 will disrupt him. Of course. Then we've got machine gunners at 6 in purple. 1 is going after Schrader, which that needs a 6, which they don't get. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so everything else is clear there. And that's our last card. Okay. Now, we've got our Austrian unit, or our Austrian soldier. We'll go 1, 2. Yikes. We're going to need red to be able to shoot here. 3, 4. We're probably going to need red to be able to shoot on our next turn, assuming we don't just get the castle stormed and lose. So let's see what we get here. Card 1. Placing 2 riflemen. This could be very problematic. We've got a few dead zones coming up here. 5. 5, I believe, is up here in purple. Yeah, we're going to have to use a suppression token there to try to stop that rifleman from coming out. We will stop him from coming out. Our next rifleman, going to 5 again. This time we don't have any way to stop that, and unfortunately that's only the first card. We've got 2 more, so we are very much in a bad way here. We're trying to keep this area clear. We've actually got, especially over here, we are in a lot of trouble. Second card up is placing another Sturm. Nine, which is all the way back over here. We are going to let him come out, probably against my better judgment. Especially with 1 more card coming. 2 more Sturm. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. We've got no purple suppression, so if both of these land in purple or red, potentially, we lose. That's an 8, which is almost as problematic, although we are going to use suppression to try to stop that from coming out. We'll use 2 suppression tokens. We need a 5 or a 6 to stop that from coming out, which we get. So we dodge a bullet there. And the other one is going to 4. Uh-oh. We do have red suppression. I'll use 2 dice on a red suppression, which boxcars will take out that Sturm, so we're not just dead. But we do need to start doing some serious shooting. Which action 1, Sutton will start off. He will shoot this rifle. He'll shoot at this rifleman. We need a 3 or higher to get rid of him, which we get. Sutton will shoot at this rifleman, 3 or higher. Get rid of him. Pollock will shoot at this machine. You like the tension this game creates? Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking that myself. Honestly. Actually, Pollock's going to lay down some suppression. He's going to lay down some purple suppression, since he's on both of them. Gangle is going to lay down some red suppression just to balance it out a little bit. And Dietrich is going to recover. Yeah, the question we're answering right now is, are we going to hold out? Let's see, our first card up is a mortar, which thankfully won't advance. Let's see, the mortar going to 7 could be dangerous on suppressive fire. I think we're going to let that come out. So looking at gray combat positions, 2 is aiming at Hockle with 3 dice and a 6 in the gatehouse. Nothing happening there. Card 2 is placing 3 riflemen. This could be a problem. First rifleman is going to 7. Uh-oh. We have got to use a suppression there. So we'll use 1 die, which a 2 will not suppress him. So everything will move up. Our second rifleman is a 4. That's going into red. We can let that go. And our third rifleman is a 6 going up to purple. We'll use a suppression token in purple and get rid of that last rifleman. Our third card and last one for the round is Disrupting Defenders. 2, 3, 4, 5. Aiming at purple. Number 3 going up to 4, which will be Gangle. 3 dice. Gangle will not get suppressed because because that's defended at a 6. Speaking of 6, the machine gunners are also in purple. Aiming again at Gangle. He got lucky once, and will get lucky again. 7 for the mortar, that's going for gray. 1 is aiming at Rushford. 3 dice. Gangle or Rushford will get disrupted. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And somehow we're at our last 3 cards of the game. So let's see if we can clear some of this out. Action 1, Petrukovic will take aim at this rifleman. He'll get rid of him. Action 2, Worsham will aim for this Sturm. Won't get rid of him. Action 3, this rifleman will aim for the Sturm. Nope. Action 4, Blechschmidt will aim for this rifleman. Got him. Action 5, Hockel will aim for this rifleman up here. Got him. And as long as we duck any trouble with these cards, actually the game will be over. Whether we get to score or not depends on if we survive this last group of cards. We've got 2 riflemen that we're placing. Our first rifleman. 6 is going up to purple, which we'll use a suppression token to try to get rid of him. We will not. And our second rifleman, going to 8. Oh, that's bad. We'll use our last suppression token there. And we get rid of him. Nicely done. Card 2 is a Sturm. We're placing 1 of those. That's a 3, which is back over here. We are going to use some red suppression. I'll use 1 token of that. We will get rid of him, so everything will retreat back 1. And our last card is 3 riflemen, so we could still lose the game here. Let's see what happens. First rifleman going to 7, which we can let come out. Next one, 11, which we'll place here. That's also fine. The last one, our first score is going to be terrible, most likely, is at 4. 4 is back here, also fine. Right here. So we did manage to hold it out. When the deck is empty, the game ends. So, score 5 points if Basat Jenny was destroyed, but no defenders were inside at the time. We didn't get that. 5 points if Barotra escaped. Nope. Score 3 points for each defender on the board, but not in the cellar. We didn't move anybody out of the cellar. Score 1 point for each defender in the cellar. Score 1 point. Okay, so we score... I'm going to use my iPad to calculate this out. Actually, I got to check on a couple things. Hold on a second. Hold on, I'm going to respond to an email. Let's see. Okay, so that takes care of that. Where was I? Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to use my calculator to start scoring this stuff out. Let me get my calculator open here. So yeah, this is probably going to be a very terrible game. Continue for not, well, it's not a terrible game. It's going to be a terrible score is what it's going to be. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, we got to go up there. Okay, so what did we say? Score 5 points if Basat and Jenny was destroyed, but nobody was in it. Nope. Barotro didn't escape. 3 points for each French defender on the board, but not in the cellar. Everybody was still in the cellar. 1 for each French defender in the cellar. 1 point for any other non-French defender on the board, including the cellar. So that'll be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're starting off with 23 points minus each SS counter on the board. So this is going to be rough. We get the dice tower out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 31. So we scored negative 8 points, but because we held out we at least ended up with a draw on that one because we did manage to survive the entire deck without anybody storming into the castle. So that'll do it for this playthrough of Castle Itter, and yeah, I think I'm with Dave on this one where I like the tension that this game created. I'm kind of surprised about that too. I didn't think I'd go for a game like this, but I did like this one. I do also have Lanzerath Ridge, and I know there's soldiers in postmen's uniforms that I might try to track down, but we'll see about that. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, so let's wrap this video up. Mystical Munchies is going to go live sometime this weekend. I haven't figured out when yet because I will be traveling tomorrow. So I'll have to sort that out a little bit later. As for what else is coming up that'll be out of the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook, as we're making the drink this week, hot chocolate. As for what else is coming up on the channel, Sunday morning, I had something come up and my game group looks like they're going to be getting together, so I won't be playing Frostpunk the board game. Instead, I'm expecting to have the campaign intro for Christmas in Arkham 2025, and I cannot believe that is coming up already. So that'll be on Sunday morning. Wednesday, we're going to be starting the Fate of the Elder Gods tournament, and I'll have more on that on Wednesday. I'll have more on that on Sunday. Before we wrap up, though, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup here because I just got a delivery in from Noble Knight that I want to crack on the channel. So bear with me while I do a little bit of cleanup. Let's see, that goes there. I think I had did I have the reinforcements bagged separately? I think I did. Those are the reinforcements, in case you're wondering, are the ones with the R on them. I know I've got the French units bagged separately. Oh, here we go. If I like tower defense type games, Habsburg Eclipse is one to explore. I will make a note of that in my notes on my... I was going to say in my notes on my phone. So yeah, let me just make a note of that real quick. Habsburg Eclipse. Okay. I will take a look into that one. Okay, I got it. Oh, here's my last reinforcement, I think. Yep. Should only have been the 3. Okay. I probably have enough here, probably enough off the board at this point that I can bring in the delivery from Noble Knight. Yeah. So there's the delivery from Noble Knight. Let me find my knife. And, because I just had it, right here. I'll get this open without cutting myself. Nice and easy. We'll be greeted as usual by way too much void fill. And wow, small game. Closing the knife carefully, since I've had problems with it in the past. What we're greeted by in here, holy cow, that's a smaller box than usual, is Demo Derby Shakedown by Play Games. I've gotten into red, white, and blue racing. I'm going to probably put that on the channel at some point next month. But I figure since I like cars, since I actually enjoyed the racing more than I expected to, we'll give Demolition Derby a shot as well. We'll go through that. We'll go through a proper unboxing of that. And then we've also got the playmat for Demo Derby Smashdown. When we do a full unboxing of Demo Derby Smashdown, we will of course take a look at the mat while we're at it as well. So with that being done, let's wrap this video up. As I mentioned, Mystical Munchies will be out of the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook as we make the drink hot chocolate. The only thing I can guarantee is that'll be sometime this weekend because I'll be traveling. Sunday morning, we're going to have the campaign intro for Christmas in Arkham for 2025. And Wednesday, we're going to have Group 1 in the Fate of the Elder Gods tournament. I'll explain more about how that's going to work on Sunday during the Christmas in Arkham campaign intro. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.